The following is brought to you by CentrePointe Counseling, providing licensed Christian counselors to Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. Emily Livelsberger and Aaron Stein are licensed professional counselors, bringing you practical tools and techniques for coping with emotions during COVID-19. The following is not intended to replace therapy. To learn more about CentrePointe Counseling and available counseling services, visit www.hopethatheals.org. Hi, I'm Emily Livelsberger, and with me today is Aaron Stein. How are you doing today, Aaron?
Hi, Emily. I'm good.
All
Glad to be
right.
here.
Yeah, same here. So today we are talking about acceptance. We're talking about acceptance as a process in the grieving process as we cope with the losses to our normal routines that we've experienced, the losses that we're in the midst of experiencing, and our concern about what we might lose. So, Aaron, can you talk a little bit about acceptance and what that means with regard to the grieving process?
Yeah, I think acceptance, sometimes we think it means we're okay with something. And I think it
Hmm.
means we understand what's happened, we feel our feelings, but we also find a way to move forward. So
Yeah.
I can still be disappointed, I can still be sad, I can still be angry, but I figure out a way to keep moving ahead. So I'm going
Hmm.
to kind of embrace things, I'm going to be calm in my emotions, I'm just in a more stable place during this time when I've gotten to a place of acceptance. And I think it
Hmm.
takes time to get to acceptance. I think it's a real grappling period. I don't think we just hop over there, but it's a grappling, it's a wrestling with the emotions that we still feel. So the emotions are still
Right.
there. We're coming to a place of working through it and exploring what's next. What does this mean for now? What can I do now?
Mhm. So there's this stability, this being aware and aware of what has happened, aware of what is happening, aware of how we're feeling, and kind of naming those feelings without judgment, right? And so just being in this place and acknowledging what is and in the moment. And so I think with COVID-19, we think of acceptance, okay, so we're staying at our houses, we're staying home, we don't get out a lot. You and I are extroverts, so we're kind of, just dealing with and accepting that, we miss more human contact, but we're doing what we can. And so
Yeah.
we're doing what we can in the midst of what we cannot control. We understand more and we're able to control what we can control and take responsibility for that. What maybe advice would you give for someone that's having a really hard time, maybe feeling pressure to get to this acceptance stage, but they just can't quite get there?
That's a good question. I think
Hmm.
for me, one big thing is gratefulness. I think
Yeah.
we've been practicing that a lot around the dinner table with our kids
Hmm.
lately, just saying, you know what, this really stinks. We miss school,
Yeah.
we miss our
It's
friends,
our
we miss
friends. Yeah.
our family. You know, Easter was yesterday, and we were supposed to have
Hmm.
Easter, and we really
Hmm.
missed our family. We missed going and
Hmm.
being with our family. And that doesn't
Yeah.
mean we can't have acceptance. That
Right.
that stinks. But so we still made the best of it. We found ways to make new fun traditions and do some new things and new
Right.
experiences. Um, we had a big Easter brunch.
Nice.
Just trying to find ways to um, that whole like make lemonade out of lemons. I mean,
Yes.
it
Yeah.
stinks. It stinks.
Yeah.
It sucks. There's lots of things that suck, but there's also a lot to be happy about, a lot to be grateful for, and a lot of things we're experiencing. And I know people have said this online of things we're experiencing during this time we wouldn't have experienced otherwise. So more time with
Yeah.
family. I'm getting a lot of family time every day,
Yeah.
all day. Um, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that my kids, I'm getting to see what they're learning and help them learn. Even if it's hard to be now homeschooling them, I'm seeing what my children know. I knew
Yeah.
some of what they knew, but now I know a lot more. My kids know a
Yeah.
lot of information.
Yeah. They're
Getting,
smart.
so I think just being able to see the silver lining in some of these
Yeah.
things is really where we start to get to in a place of acceptance,
Right.
and start to almost will ourselves there. We
Hmm.
acknowledge where we are, but we also kind of say, okay, let's keep going. Let's see what there
Hmm.
is good in the world. How are
Right.
people helping? How can I help? What can I do to be a help? Maybe I can't, I'm not a doctor, and maybe I can't sew masks, but how
Right.
can I help those around me who are
Yeah.
dealing with this?
And our next part of our series, we're actually going to be talking about meaning making, and that leads really well into that, Erin. What you were just talking about is, what can I do? What can I do to help? What can I do to be a part of the solution in a situation that we all agree is not, um, not ideal? And I think that's again part of the process. Uh-oh, my earbud fell out.
That's okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining today. We look forward to tuning in with you next time as we continue processing emotions in COVID-19. Thank you. We hope you've enjoyed this presentation brought to you by CentrePointe Counseling. CentrePointe Counseling offers a Mercy Grant program called the Samaritan Fund, helping people access care from our counselors. This program is made possible by donations from supporters like you. To learn more about CentrePointe Counseling and the Samaritan Fund, please visit us at www.hopethatheals.org.